My doctor looked at my blood work, paused, and said, "What did you change?" 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric in my morning coffee, 10 days straight. That's it. No medication, no supplements, no diet overhaul. The same coffee I was already drinking, with one small addition that changed what that coffee was doing inside my body. Let's get into exactly what it does. And I'm going to give you a specific recipe for each condition. Stay until the end because the blood sugar section is something every American needs to hear right now. Why coffee and turmeric together hit differently than either one alone. Coffee already contains natural oils. Turmeric's active compound needs fat to be absorbed. Without fat present, it passes straight through your body and does almost nothing. Those natural coffee oils act as a carrier, pulling curcumin into your bloodstream far more effectively than stirring turmeric into water ever could. You're not just adding a spice. You're creating a delivery system that makes both ingredients work harder than they would separately. One rule that applies to every recipe below: never add turmeric to boiling water or scalding coffee. High heat degrades the active compounds before they can do anything. Let your coffee sit 60 seconds before adding the turmeric. Hot is perfect. Scalding destroys it. Turmeric coffee for your liver. And why 100 million Americans need this. An estimated 100 million Americans have some form of fatty liver disease right now. Most have no idea because it doesn't hurt. It just quietly builds until your doctor starts asking uncomfortable questions about your blood work. Curcumin activates the liver's own internal cleaning enzymes and boosts its primary protective compound, the one that neutralizes toxins before they cause damage. Human studies have shown meaningful reductions in elevated liver enzyme levels after consistent curcumin use. Coffee independently has been shown in large population studies to reduce liver scarring risk. Together, they work on your liver from two different directions at once. Liver support recipe: 8 ounces of hot coffee, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric, 1 teaspoon cold-pressed olive oil, pinch of black pepper, optional but powerful, 1/2 teaspoon of raw apple cider vinegar, which supports bile production and helps the liver flush more efficiently. Stir and drink warm every morning. Turmeric coffee for joint pain and inflammation. What 10 days actually felt like. This is what my doctor noticed first. Markers of systemic inflammation had dropped measurably in 10 days. Chronic inflammation is behind heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, autoimmune conditions. And most people feel it first in their joints: knees, hips, shoulders, fingers. That morning, stiffness that takes 20 minutes to shake off. That low-grade ache that you've started accepting as just getting older. Curcumin directly suppresses the cellular signals that drive that process. Some studies have compared its effect to over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medication, without the stomach damage that comes with long-term ibuprofen use. Coffee adds its own mild anti-inflammatory properties on top of that. Joint pain and inflammation recipe: 8 ounces of hot coffee, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric, 1 teaspoon coconut oil, 1/4 teaspoon ground ginger. Ginger has its own powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that work alongside curcumin. Pinch of black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon raw honey. Blend or froth for 20 seconds. Emulsification dramatically improves absorption. Drink warm every morning. Most people with joint stiffness notice easier morning movement within 7 to 14 days. We're pushing to hit 200,000 subscribers before the end of this month. If this is giving you something real and practical, hit subscribe right now. 2 seconds means everything. Turmeric coffee for your gut. The connection most people completely miss. Your gut controls far more than digestion. It influences your mood, your weight, your sleep, and how clearly you think. And chronic gut inflammation, extraordinarily common in Americans eating a standard diet, quietly degrades all of it simultaneously. Turmeric reduces inflammation along the entire gut lining, supports beneficial gut bacteria, and helps protect against the kind of gut permeability that researchers now link to skin conditions, anxiety, and chronic fatigue. Coffee stimulates the digestive enzymes that help your body actually absorb nutrients from everything else you eat that day. Gut health recipe: 8 ounces of hot coffee. Sensitive stomach? Use cold brew, diluted with hot water instead. 1/4 teaspoon turmeric. 1 teaspoon raw coconut oil. 1/4 teaspoon ginger powder. One of the most powerful gut supportive spices on earth. Pinch of black pepper. Juice of half a lemon. 1 teaspoon raw manuka honey, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria in a way regular honey simply doesn't. Drink it 20 minutes before breakfast. Start with 1/8 of a teaspoon of turmeric if your stomach is sensitive, and build up through the first week. 1 cup. Gut lining protection, reduced inflammation, beneficial bacteria support, and blood sugar stability. All before breakfast even starts. Turmeric coffee for blood sugar. The morning habit that changed my energy. By day 6, I noticed something. The mid-morning crash I had accepted as just how I was simply didn't happen. No need for a second coffee at 10:30. No reaching for something sweet by 11. Curcumin improves how efficiently your cells respond to insulin, which means your body handles the sugar from breakfast more effectively, without the spike and crash that leaves most Americans exhausted and hungry 2 hours after eating. It also slows how fast carbohydrates convert to sugar in your bloodstream. Coffee itself has been associated in multiple large studies with reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. Blood sugar support recipe: 8 ounces of hot coffee, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric, 1 teaspoon ghee. Ghee slows gastric emptying, which further smooths blood sugar response after breakfast. 1/4 teaspoon Ceylon cinnamon, not the cheap cassia variety, Ceylon specifically, which has well-documented blood sugar stabilizing effects. Pinch of black pepper. Stir well and drink before or with breakfast. If you're managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes and you take medication, monitor your levels as you add this. Some people find they need to adjust medication as insulin sensitivity improves. Good problem to have. Just manage it with your doctor's awareness. Turmeric coffee for your heart. What's happening in your arteries every morning? Bad cholesterol only becomes dangerous when it gets oxidized. That's when it sticks to arterial walls, hardens, and eventually causes blockages. Curcumin interrupts that oxidation process before it starts. Coffee at moderate amounts has been associated with reduced risk of stroke and heart failure and improves the flexibility of arterial walls. Every morning you drink this, something is happening in your cardiovascular system you can't feel, but would absolutely love if you could see it. Heart health recipe: 8 ounces of hot coffee, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric, 1 teaspoon cold-pressed olive oil. The best choice here specifically because of its documented ability to raise good cholesterol and reduce arterial inflammation. Pinch of black pepper. Optional and genuinely excellent. A small square of 85% dark chocolate alongside. Dark chocolate flavonoids improve arterial flexibility and work synergistically with both coffee and curcumin. Drink this every morning instead of your regular coffee, and you've turned an existing habit into something actively protecting your heart. What to realistically expect day by day. Days 1 through 3, nothing dramatic. Your body is building up curcumin in your system. Some people feel a mild warmth in the stomach. Normal. Days 4 through 6, energy patterns shift. The mid-morning crash softens. Digestion often becomes more regular. Joint stiffness, first thing in the morning, begins to ease. Days 7 through 10, This is where it compounds. Clearer thinking, more consistent energy, reduced joint discomfort, better mood, partly the anti-inflammatory effect reaching the brain, partly improved gut function since your gut produces a significant portion of your mood-regulating neurotransmitters. Day 10 was when my doctor saw the change. He didn't expect it. I honestly didn't either. Beyond 30 days, cholesterol oxidation reduced, liver enzymes trending down, blood sugar response stabilized. These don't fully show up in 10 days, but 10 days is enough to feel that something is unmistakably moving in the right direction. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, your morning coffee. The right fat, a pinch of black pepper, every single morning. Cheaper than a supplement, faster than a workout, already sitting in your kitchen. We are going for 200,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And if this video gave you a recipe you're going to make tomorrow morning, subscribe right now and share this with one person in your life who drinks coffee every day. Start tomorrow. Pick the recipe that matches what your body needs most. Make it. Drink it warm. Come back in 10 days and tell us what changed.